What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about the L'Oreal Infallible Eyeshadow Singles. Now these are not new products per se, they have been out for a while, but they are new to my collection because I had been seeing them at the drugstore for a while now and I wasn't really clear as to, are they loose pigments, are they cream to powder shadows, are they gels, what is going on with these shadows and their funky packaging. And I already own so many eyeshadows, and so, you know, I just hadn't gotten around to playing with them until a couple days ago. I was kind of sitting here in my codeine-induced haze, you know, recovering from the endodontist, and I saw reviews and swatches of these, and I went, the time has come to get these in my life. So I have 6 of these. L'Oreal makes, I think there's 18 shades that are available in the US, and they also do seasonal limited releases. So I don't even know where to start. I have them all piled up in my hand right here, and we're actually going to talk about that straight away because part of the issue that I have with these, I love these products, but part of the issue that I have is the packaging. So let's see if I can stack these up and not have a Jenga situation where they all fall. Okay, good, yay. So first off, I am wearing Amber Rush all over my lids and blended up into my crease. So as you can see, it's very metallic, it's very shimmery, but it's not like a crazy glitter bomb. And I have this on with no primer. Now normally, you know, I love my Revlon Photo Ready primer. I always prime my lids, but I had heard that you didn't need to prime with these and I wanted to put that to the test. Also, it is 91 degrees outside today, so when I was out running errands, I thought, well, I'm gonna really see if these hold up or not. And so far, you can see there's no creasing, there's no kind of traveling all over my face. It's stayed exactly where I want it to. Now these are supposed to stay put for up to 24 hours. Now these are part of the Infallible line, and y'all know I love that L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It is my go-to foundation. Love it. So it is no surprise that these also have that incredible, wonderful staying power. These are also water resistant, so if it's very humid out, or if you are going to be, you know, going to a pool party and somebody splashes you in the face or whatnot, the chances are that these are going to stay on your face. Now, of course, I do have a setting spray on over this. Currently today, the flavor of the day is the Maybelline Master Fix. That, of course, is going to help it stay in place. I find it's very important to always wear a setting spray. Even if you're wearing a bunch of products that are supposed to be long wearing, you need to help them out with that setting spray. Let's talk about the packaging. So when you see these in the display, sorry, it's so super shiny. When you see these in the display, they're usually kind of stacked like this. This is actually the bottom of the container, but it has a little window in it so you can see the shade. And this is, what did I say this was? This is Amber Rush shade 829. Now, when you open these up, you take the lid off, and then you have a little plastic handled dealy whacker. It's like a pressing tile. That's actually literally what it is, and it is embossed with the words "Do not discard," ne pas jeter. So we're gonna lift it out, but do not discard it. And we'll talk about why in a minute. And you get, this is the actual shadow in the pot, and this is, how much product is in here? 0.12 ounces. Anyway, so what is this? Is it a loose shadow? Is it a loose pigment? Is it a gel? What's the deal with the pressing tile? The best way to describe these, they have a very unique texture. They are a loosely pressed pigment. When you apply these, they do kind of feel almost like a gel, but then they immediately become powderized on the lid. So you're not going to get the creasing that you could have with some gel or cream products. I apply these. Look at that. That was just one little dip. Look at that. And you can see on my eyes how beautiful this is. It's amazing. One of the things about these shadows is I would recommend applying them with your fingers. Now, generally, I don't like applying things with my fingers. However, because these are not really pressed shadows, if you try to get a brush in here, it is going to kind of come apart a little bit. So that's why you have this pressing tile in here. So after you apply it, you put this in here, and I always press down and I give it a twist. You don't have to do that, but I just do for some reason. You kind of pack it back down in the container and then you close it up. So that keeps the product more compact in the container, and it makes it easier to apply either with your finger or with a brush. I find that just using my finger, it reduces that kind of disintegration of the product in the container, and it is such a spreadable product that it's easy to kind of blend it out with your fingers. And then I will go in with a nice fluffy brush and maybe a neutral kind of skin tone matching shade, and just kind of go in and buff out around the edges to make sure that there's no little harsh lines going on. So Amber Rush, let's open this back up again. And actually, one more thing before that, I want to talk more about the packaging of this product, because packaging is super important for hygiene reasons. Now, you know, whenever you buy a product at the drugstore, Target, Walmart, Ulta, Sephora, any place where a staff member is not going back and getting product that's like away in the ivory tower, anytime when other customers may have opened the product and messed with it, you need to make sure that you're buying a product that hasn't been opened. Now, unfortunately, these shadows do not come with any kind of shrink wrap or heat wrap, and they don't even have like a sticker between the two components so that you can see if it's been tampered with. There's none of that. So what I did with these was, before I bought them, I did open them up, and I did take out the pressing tile, and I just looked at the surface of the product to make sure that what I was getting had not been messed with. So just be aware of that. You might need to do that. Now, I suppose technically you're not supposed to do that, but then again, it was not in any kind of protective packaging, and I feel that as a consumer, I kind of have a right to make sure I'm not buying used makeup. Do what you will. I'm not recommending that you do it or don't do it just because I don't want to, to get in trouble or to get anybody else in trouble, but that's what I did because I am not going to be putting used eye makeup on my face. Hello? Okay, let's get to swatching. So Amber Lights, you can see it on my face actually already, so we don't have to do this one. Moving on to Purple Priority. Now this is a really cool kind of color. It's a purple, but it has kind of a blue kind of interference to it almost. This one is so pretty. I'm gonna be saying that a lot. This is so pretty because they're all pretty. So this is Purple Priority. Do you see the blue interference in there? And watch this. You see? Look at that. I'm gonna open my blinds up. Be right back. Is that better? Hopefully that's better. Okay, so Purple Priority one more time. And next we have Smoldering Plum, which is a super, super, super dark plum maroon color. It almost reminds me of MAC Beauty Marked. This is what it looks like in the pot. It really reminds me of Beauty Marked, actually, the more I look at it. And check out that pigment. Let's put this one over here. Next we have Eternal Sunshine, which is such a useful light golden color. I actually did not intend to buy this today when I went to Walmart, but then I got looking at it and I was like, oh, it would be a crime not to buy this one. Are you seeing how huge that is? I'm trying not to get my hand too close to the camera because of the sunlight. It's like, so you're gonna have to look at it back here, but can you see that? Wow. And just immediately glorious. It would be great for a base, or it would be great for adding some shine to the middle of the lid if you were doing it more, if you had like a cut crease thing going on, or you had just darker colors on the inside and outside of the lid. It'd be gorgeous. Now this is the most unique shade that they have in my opinion. This is called Liquid Diamond. Liquid Diamond, it looks like kind of a silver in the pot, and it is a silver, but it has a gorgeous lilac cast to it that makes it much more complex than many other silvers. It's not one of those silvers that has a blinding white component to it. It almost reminds me of Matte Vex a little bit. There we go. So you can see it. It has that little violet cast to it, or lilac cast. Very, very pretty. Last night I was actually experimenting with it, and I kind of put it on the outer, just like right here on my eyes as a little unusual highlight, and it was beautiful. And finally we have Golden Emerald. Now Golden Emerald, this thing has pigment in it like you will not believe. It reminds me of Mosscape Paint Pot by MAC, but it's even more pigmented. This is what it looks like in the package. So it is a mossy green, but it has this really vibrant golden shimmer to it. Like, get ready. You may need sunglasses for this. Hello. Bam. Can you see? Look at that. Can you see that? I know my light's like super wonky in here right now. It's weird. Like, why is that happening? There you go. There we go. You can see that a little better now. Oh, can you imagine this on your lid for fall? Last night I actually recorded a video, I haven't posted it yet, but of myself just playing with some of these and doing a super dramatic look. I had like rust colored shadow in the crease, and then I had this green all over the lid. It was gorgeous. I don't know if I'm going to post it though, we'll see. Because it was a lot of makeup, but anyway, so these are $6.97 at Walmart. If you go to another drugstore, you might pay another $1 or so. I super duper duper love these. I recommend them without reservation. The shades that I've showed you are pretty much universally flattering. If you are going to be wearing them during the day, you can either choose a light shade like I'm doing right now, or if you take a darker shade, you could kind of just apply a little bit and sheer it out. If you want more intense dramatic pigmentation, you can absolutely do that, because these are so buildable, and even with just a single coat, I mean, you're going to get a ton of color. So they do have a bunch of other shades. Most of them I do intend to pick up. I'm just trying to space this out over a couple days. So on Friday I might go and get a couple more. They have a gorgeous metallic aqua that I'm excited to play with. They do have a lighter, like a beige, I believe it's called Ice Latte. They have a couple deeper browns I'm interested in, but I didn't want to just go in and buy the whole thing at once and like have no money. So we're going to be spacing this out a little bit. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this little overview introduction into the L'Oreal Infallible Single Shadows. They are totally awesome. So I hope you guys like this. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending some of your time with me today. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. That would be really great. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!